Coming up, a new home for endangered bears.
Oh, it's so good seeing them in. It's awesome.
Careless in the extreme.
You ain't going to be going up any mountain if you continue with this.
And bittersweet reminders of home.
I really miss them so much.
The 8 serious Andes adventurers have just had the toughest few days of their lives. They're in the middle of their main expedition project, building a huge enclosure to help return rare bears to the wild. Working at altitude, the unbearable conditions led to serious tensions.
Stop working to your own agenda, we work as a team.
I just don't like her. If she comes next to me today, I'm going to punch her.
I'm seeing one very unhappy person, and that's terrible. Let's just have a completely clean sheet.
They had to mix over 1,000 buckets of concrete.
So I'm not in the best mood at the moment. I just really want to go to bed. Can't be bothered.
But eventually they reached their target.
The concrete is completely finished.
Yay! There's still a lot of work to do, but they've a welcome day away from the site while the concrete sets. It's a chance to prepare for the huge climax of the expedition. They'll be attempting a record-breaking climb up a 20,000-foot volcano, almost 4 miles into the sky. If they make it, they'll be the youngest team ever to go so high. The thin air at these heights can lead to serious illness, so it's time for more altitude training.
What do we feel when we're at altitude?
Headache, dizziness.
Lack of breathlessness.
Altitude sickness can be life-threatening, so the expedition will carry a special altitude chamber in case of emergency. Kylie volunteers to try it out.
Close the pressure release valve.
Once inside, the air pressure's increased as if she's back at sea level.
Started to click how much altitude sickness is really dangerous.
How are you feeling? Cold?
I was really freaking out. I'm going to prevent getting any kind of altitude sickness because that thing is horrible.
Release that valve. Okay, right, stop.
I think it would just be such a traumatic experience having to lie in there for 3 to 4 hours. I would absolutely dread going inside that.
To help their bodies adjust to extreme altitude, the adventurers are going to spend the night about 1,000 feet higher, on top of a nearby mountain.
I'm quite looking forward to it. It's a nice relief from doing concreting all day, and I'm just really looking forward to it.
I don't mind camping out high or cold or just getting there. It's going to be hard.
Luckily, the climb is not too steep for horses, which take a lot of the load off the adventurers.
It's cool. That's good, Sarah.
Oh, my wellies are wet!
Okay, no worries. Keep going.
Oh! Wet!
The hike will take them up to 14,000 feet, the highest altitude of the trip so far. It will give leaders Ben and Polly a chance to see how everyone copes as the air gets even thinner. And it's not good news for Sarah. She's soon feeling the effects.
I feel like I'm going to die. All my chest is tight. Finding it hard to breathe. Got bellyache, feel dizzy and hot. It's not good.
And while Sarah struggles with the lack of oxygen, the others struggle to control their horses.
Come on, horse! The horse is being quite stubborn. It keeps stopping. Come on.
This horse is very stubborn. It likes to eat a lot and it'll stop and eat and it won't move and then you have to pull it.
Come on!
Although it's heavy going, the sun has made a rare appearance, highlighting the stunning surroundings.
It's just nice scenery, nice temperature, lovely day. I am enjoying it very much actually. It's quite, I find it quite peaceful. The horses are just walking along, I'm really enjoying it.
After 2 hours, the team finally reached the top.
How are we feeling, guys? We've made it. Woo!
I feel so happy I'm here. As we got to the top, I felt much easier, but coming up, I just felt like I was going to faint.
They also notice another effect of altitude. Every 1,000 feet higher, the temperature drops by a couple of degrees.
Up here, it's so cold.
I'm really glad that we're getting the tent up. I was really lively, but now it's got cold and I feel a bit sick.
They need to get the camp up quickly, but the girls are having a bit of trouble.
Why is that middle one in the middle? Yeah, it's confusing me.
The worst thing is it's cold. Sarah needed to poo. I need to go and have a wee. My ears are going to chop off and everything. But we need to get the tent up.
It's supposed to look like this.
So far, the team are doing okay at this altitude, but there's now only about half as much oxygen as at sea level. And the expedition doctors notice big changes going on inside the adventurers' bodies to cope with the oxygen starvation.
The blood pressures and the pulses are higher than they were before, and people are breathing quicker. So that's exactly what you'd expect with people going up in altitude. It'll be interesting to see what happens later on tonight, and especially tomorrow morning.
I scuffed it.
While they acclimatise, the team gather in the main tent to see some video messages sent from their families back home.
All right? Yes. Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
For the show?
Yeah.
Hi, Matt.
Oscar's missing you.
But not as much as you might think. He settled into the family in your position very nicely.
That's my school clothes.
You're going to be in Matthew's class? Off you go then.
And he really enjoys a roast dinner. Your roast dinner.
I don't think I'll be wearing that school uniform again, but apart from that, yeah, it was really good. It was really nice to hear from them and see that they were all okay.
Well, Sarah, I know you'll be missing all these little goodies. Ooh, chocolate. Oh, look, it's MSN. Oh, Sarah, what are we going to do without it?
Dad, all I can say is I hate you. Show me the cupboard and MSN. Oh, ha, ha, you're funny.
I hope you're having fun, babe. Make the most of it. It's a lifetime opportunity. Love you loads. Say hello to Sarah. Say hello.
No.
Wave.
Bye.
It's my teddy bear.
See this spectacle bird.
Yeah, you guys, you are so embarrassing.
Surprise! You. Daddy and Jacob have just been playing tennis.
Play tennis.
Remember how Joshua and I used to play?
My dad's a liar. He would never play out in the garden. He's always inside doing Sudokus and stuff. We got to see the videos from home and I was so happy.
Really missing you a lot, Caitlin.
I don't want to go home. I want to carry on. But I miss them. And I've only been away for a week, but oh, it feels like so much longer.
And
I really want to call them once or something, just talk to them and make sure everything's okay. I just wish they were here.
Next morning, as they wake up in the clouds, the effects of the altitude are starting to show. Most have not slept well.
Good morning, Matt. I kept waking up, generally just waking up and then going back to sleep. Got a headache, feel a bit drowsy and a bit dizzy.
I had a headache and it kept coming and going and I felt quite dizzy and then I couldn't sleep, so that was probably the effects of the altitude.
In just a week's time, anyone hoping to conquer the mighty volcano will have to camp almost a mile higher. But for now, the urgent job is to pack up and get back down to the bear enclosure. The boys are keeping everyone waiting in the cold. The leaders are not impressed.
You've had 40 minutes to get your kit packed and all you've done is a sleeping bag. Right, Liam, do you want to pick up all those pegs? We don't want to lose them.
Oh, what a mess.
They're not all mine.
I don't care.
It's not all yours.
Guys, I don't care. That is collectively your rubbish for one night. Yeah, that wants to be pristine. Just wants to be blue floor.
Peanuts, yuck.
Peanuts, bits of plastic, chocolate paper.
That is disgusting.
With the boys finally packed, the team head down through the clouds. The enclosure urgently needs finishing, with lots of fencing still to go on, and Ben has a bombshell.
It's now Wednesday afternoon. We have a deadline, yeah, and that is Friday morning.
Joking.
You're not going to have time to do that?
Yes, we are. And the reason why we have that deadline on Friday morning is that we have some very important visitors that are actually coming here to see this enclosure being opened. We've got the British ambassador coming, we have the Minister of Tourism for Ecuador arriving, and this enclosure has got to be complete.
It's a lot of extra pressure, but the adventurers take it in their stride.
The most important thing that's driving us on at the moment is the bears coming at the moment, not the important people that are coming, because when push comes to shove, this enclosure isn't for them, it is for the bears, so they can be released into the wild. And by Friday morning, with any luck, they'll have an enclosure built.
There are just a few thousand spectacled bears left in the wild, found only at altitude in the Andes. The new enclosure will be used to help prepare captive bears for freedom, allowing them to get used to their natural conditions. The first 2 captive bears arrive in less than 2 days' time, and today's goal is to get the whole top layer of fencing on.
Josh, no! Josh, don't want to see it again.
The team have had some bleak times during the project, but with not a drop of concrete in sight, they're in much better spirits. And just after nightfall, they're done for the day.
Afternoon's gone excellent. I've enjoyed it way better than cementing, and I'm not tired at all. Today has probably got to be the best day that we've had.
I found it a really satisfying afternoon because if you step back and look at the bear enclosure, you can see it starting to come to shape.
They're bang on schedule, and Ben has news of an amazing treat for one adventurer.
Hopefully we're going to get it all finished tomorrow. And what that means is that we need to collect the bears on Friday morning to bring them in to actually put them into the enclosure. That is a job that needs to be done by one of you guys.
Wow.
At the moment, the bears are living in a cramped cage at lower altitude. Whoever goes will help in darting and transporting them. It's a unique opportunity, and there's even more. The lucky adventurer will have a night of luxury in a hotel after 10 days in the wild.
You'll be having slap-up sort of 5-star meal at night time. A lovely, comfortable double bed, hot water, showers, all that kind of stuff. This is a treat beyond all treats.
But to be honest, whoever gets it deserves it.
Yeah.
This is the big one.
Oh, yeah.
So do you want to know who's going to get it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Because the reason being is that you guys are going to decide who gets
Oh,
that.
no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that.
They each have to vote in turn for one of their teammates. It's not going to be easy.
I'm going to say Erin, because I know she likes wildlife, and I know that she's been working really hard.
I think Kylie, because she's been working really hard and no one's been really giving her the credit that she's due.
I'm probably going to say Erin as well, because she has done loads of work and hasn't complained.
Okay, 2-1.
I'd say Kylie as well, because she has been working very hard.
Erin selflessly votes for her main rival, making it 2-2.
I think Erin, because she works really hard.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't have to pick just them two, you know.
I know, but I don't know.
You say what you feel.
I'm going to say Will.
I'll say Matt. Without him, I don't think we would have made it.
As they come to Liam's final vote, Erin is ahead of Kylie 3-2.
This person I had at the beginning, and that's Kylie. That's who I had at the beginning. Okay. That's who I'm going to stick with, Kylie.
His vote makes it a draw.
So we've got 3-3.
Erin and Kylie, 3-3.
3-3.
Pick a coin.
Okay, how are we going to sort this one out?
I reckon you and Polly should cast your vote.
Yeah.
You're part of the group as well.
With such a major prize on offer, the leaders decide there's only one fair solution.
Tell you what, why don't you both go?
I don't know what to say. I'm absolutely over the moon at the moment.
I feel so guilty. I feel actually really looking forward to it, and it was difficult because, honestly, to be quite honest, everyone deserved it.
I'm a little bit jealous of them just for the fact that I'd love to see the vet in action, really, because I want to be a vet myself. But they really, really do deserve it. Believe me or not, but when I was deciding between Kylie and Erin anyway, so I was chuffed that they both got it.
Dawn on the final building day, and as ever, it's been a cold, wet night. Josh has left his towel and socks outside and they're completely soaked. It's not the first time he's been careless with his kit.
You ain't going to be going up any mountain if you continue with this. And the reason why is because all your kit will be cold and wet and you'll be going down the mountain and you'll be in hospital. And until you can look after yourself, sorry, but you haven't got a hope. So start applying a bit of that and start thinking, do you want to go and get your kit sorted out?
Yeah.
Because that outside, a packed towel in the mud, right in the entranceway that everyone's stepping on as they come in and out of the tent is ridiculous.
It's by the side of the tent out here.
With no dry kit left, he now has no choice but to wear damp socks all day.
If I haven't kept care of my socks and my feet and everything, then they're going to get wet and cold. But if he hadn't have been stern, then I wouldn't have thought how serious it was. I would have just thought, it's nothing.
Josh at the moment is a worry because, you know, we've now been out here best part of 10 days and I don't think it's quite sunk in with Josh as far as the severity of what happens when you get things wrong. And what might sound really minor, like a wet pair of socks, is actually quite a major thing.
And it isn't long before Ben's point is proved. By the time Josh gets to the building site, he's freezing.
I'm really cold, so I just went on a jog down there and I was just swinging my arms. My hands are really cold and my feet are a bit wet and cold.
Just try and keep moving, okay?
There's a crucial last day ahead at the enclosure site, but Erin and Kylie won't be lifting a finger. For the rest of the team, it means the task will be even tougher.
It's going to take us a long time and it's going to be really hard. We're going to have to do so much more work.
It seemed a lot easier when we thought Kylie and Erin were still going to be here. But because there's only going to be 6 of us, I think it's going to be quite difficult.
While Kylie and Erin make the long journey back to civilization, the remaining adventurers have a long list of jobs to do, including putting in an overhanging fence to stop the bears climbing out.
No, there's no point in moving up with them.
It's their 6th day of hard labour, and Matt's feeling the strain.
What's happened to mine is I've sprained it along there a bit from all the shovelling and the tipping buckets into the trenches.
As time ticks away, the team slowly inch towards the finish. Meanwhile, Erin and Kylie have arrived at their traditional Andean hotel.
This is your room.
A mattress!
Coffee! Back at the building site, they're putting a brave face on it.
If I was one of the girls that went to the treat, in a way I feel a bit disappointed I wasn't here for the last moments and finishing off the enclosure.
Oh, what do you reckon?
It's
happy?
nice.
Are we happy?
Oh,
very happy.
Great. We'll be pretty happy once it's finished, and I think all the emotions would be really high and everybody would be really happy. And I think it'd be a shame to miss that almost, but I'm sure they're enjoying themselves in their 5-star hotel.
I absolutely love it here. It's gorgeous, and having hot water and a toilet and a bed, it's just,
Oh, it's complete luxury. I'm a bit guilty that they're all working and I'm really luxurious, having so much fun.
I hope we keep working hard and I hope they keep each other's spirits up because it's really important so everyone can get the job done.
But with two of the best workers missing, cracks are starting to show in the team.
When we lift it, we're going to lift all of the mud down towards those bags.
Yes, but then I'll be used to shovel.
So we're just going to move it to the bags, and then we'll do the bags next time.
If we do the bags now, then we can move it even further up.
Everyone just keeps arguing, so it's going to take even longer.
Ian, I'm going to get the bucket, but some...
What are you?
I just don't want to.
Leave it away.
The tension's coming because everybody knows that we don't have that long to get it done, and everybody has different ideas of how they think it will be faster, and they're all clashing.
I asked one of you to do it, now can you please do it?
The only reason why I'm getting a bit annoyed is because of Josh and Caitlin. They've got two different minds and two different ideas, and they can't agree as one, and I'm just sitting there trying to tell them, trying to agree as one, and they're not listening, so I'm getting annoyed with them. Get off of it! What? You're making it harder.
I'm not. Playing golf.
With the end almost in sight, they're all working extra hard to avoid having to stay too late.
Joshy, how you doing? You halfway through it?
Just do this and that one, and then that bit up there on the inside. I hope to finish quite soon. It's starting to get a bit dark and cold.
But Ben's final inspection throws up bad news for the team.
This is barely in, yeah. It's only in about one run. Yeah, we're on about another 5-6 buckets all the way down on the inside, running all the way down, and maybe another couple of buckets in on here.
They've got to mix yet more dreaded concrete to make sure the bears can't escape. With the temperature close to freezing, they dig deep for a final push.
I keep stabbing my arms on these spiky barbs.
Soon after sunset, it falls to Will to end a long week of grueling building.
I'm in a lot of pain. No, done. Woo! Is that finished? Woo! We done it! Yeah! We finished very close.
We have finished.
Yeah! We finished! Come on! Come on! That's how I like it!
I feel ecstatic now we've done the enclosure. It's been brilliant. It's been hard work. There's been some good times. But overall, I feel so glad that we've done it.
The second we finished, I looked at my watch and thought to myself, remember this time and this date because it's a special moment.
Come on! Come on!
5 a.m. next morning, and Kylie and Erin are at the Santa Marta Rescue Centre to help bring spectacled bears Bearto and Leo to the mountains.
I'm really, really glad they're coming to our enclosure. I think they'll just be so much happier there. I can't wait to see them when they get in there, just see how they react to the new environment and everything.
First, the vet needs to dart the bears to put them to sleep for the journey.
I feel sorry for Leo at the moment because when he got the injection he completely freaked out, but you know, it has to be done. It's not a nice part of it, but it does have to be done if they're to get that extra quality of life.
Oh, look.
Once the drugs take effect, the rare animals are checked over and each gets a radio collar so they can be monitored when they finally return to the wild.
Okay.
3. You're right there, Erin.
No, you're fine.
The 2-year-old bears weigh 75 kilos each, the same as an adult human, so all hands are needed to get them into their transport cages.
Keep going.
That weighed a ton.
They're so heavy.
That was incredible. Oh, I loved it.
As the bears start their long journey to the enclosure, the rest of the team are busy tidying up before the opening ceremony.
I'm really excited about the bears coming into the new enclosure. I really want to see how they react.
I feel that it's going to be a really great feeling when the bears are finally in there.
I'm just over the moon this morning. So to look behind and go, we have finished, it's tidy, it is absolutely rock solid to keep a couple of bears in while they rehabilitate is fantastic.
After a 4-hour journey, Berto and Leo finally arrive at their new mountain home. While they're unloaded from the truck, the adventurers and VIPs gather together.
Right, guys, can I just cast your minds back to a week ago when you first arrived here, and this was a bare hillside. And now look at what you've done. I would like to say a huge, huge thank you for all of your hard efforts, because it is an amazing achievement over 7 days.
Thank you.
The Serious Andes enclosure is officially opened by the British Ambassador and Ecuador's Tourism Minister.
Así que como ecuatoriana les agradezco por este hermoso trabajo de equipo que han hecho.
As an Ecuadorian, I thank you for this tremendous work that you've done as a team. You're an example to other children all around the world.
Me siento honrada de tenerles a ustedes en mi país.
And she feels honoured to have had you as guests in this country.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At last, the big moment. Time for Berto and Leo to take their first steps into the new enclosure.
Suddenly it's all worth it. It was so exciting to see it come out. It's made all our work worth it, totally worth it.
At first, the bears are a little drowsy as they wake from their anaesthetic. But before long, they seem completely at home.
I think we've really achieved something. The bears look a lot happier than they were before.
It was actually amazing. It was one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had in my life. Oh, it's so good seeing them in. Awesome, it made it all worthwhile. It made it really, really cool.
The rare spectacled bears will be here for around a week to get used to the altitude and the terrain. Then the young adventurers will help in the final leg of Berto and Leo's epic journey back to the wild. Next time on Serious Andes, freedom at last.
One of the best feelings I've ever had in my life.
Emergency on the mountain.
I can't swallow if I know how to breathe.
And freaked out by frostbite.
I show everybody how serious this expedition really is.